Yeah, because he calls you guys out for lying. Like Dr. Fauci was in court today. Did you see he was being called out on his lies?
What, he didn't get called out on any lies. They didn't even get to talk to him.
So you're just dishonest, or you're gonna act like you didn't see it, didn't hear it, right, Parker?
Wait, so I'm just
It,
gonna
it's a Go
hey,
ahead.
I'm just gonna be honest. Like he literally like pled the fifth the entire time, so nothing even happened.
Yeah, so that's the problem. You don't see how that's problematic for your side because
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
with the Democrats.
I mean, yeah, if you see that there's something problematic with that, well, then you must see that there's something problematic with Pam Bondi doing that, with Todd Blanche doing that, with every single Republican
Wow,
doing that. You must have a problem with that, right?
that's a good chess move, Parker. You want to
How is that a
first
chess move?
because you don't want to admit flat out that he's wrong for doing that. You want to blame shift. You want to just shift the blame. That's your problem. It's wait, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, there's like this random thing going around. I'm blocking anyone who's doing that. They haven't
Yeah, so
fucking deleted that on my account.
yeah, so
It's
and
on TikTok.
even in your name, your profile picture, everybody look at Parker's profile picture. It has a fucking L in it because he's taking an L right now. Dude, you want to blame shift to Pam Bondi. That's your problem. You don't want to properly address my
What?
argument.
It's a joke. Profile
So will you
picture.
please just properly address my argument and say Dr. Fauci was wrong for pleading the fifth?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it would make more sense just to directly answer the questions. Now, it's
Oh,
also
okay. Yeah, I
understandable that
appreciate it.
like if they're trying to perjury trap you or something, that like you'd probably want to like protect yourself. But I mean, I would say it's reasonable to like
Parker,
answer
no.
questions.
You're halfway correct, but you don't want to fully admit it because even that last guest on Dean's stream, you guys are trying to ask him a question and he refused to answer the question. So you understand how it's problematic when somebody's pleading the fifth. They don't want to answer the question. You get annoyed and pissed off because there's no progress. So that's the same thing Fauci was doing. Would you agree?
He was pleading the fifth. I obviously I'm going to say that these things are distinct because there are legal implications, but obviously I'm going to acknowledge that
No,
like pleading the fifth isn't something that I would have thought made sense to do in that circumstance.
Parker. Yeah, exactly. So you need to stop halfway excusing it because you and Dean
I
get
don't
pissed
see
off
what
when
the halfway excuse is.
because when somebody's not answering your question, you get upset. So when Dr. Fauci doesn't answer it, you know what I mean. You see where the parallel is I'm drawing. You understand
Yeah,
my
I just
argument.
said I think he should have answered questions.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I appreciate the concession. Yeah, that was pretty easy. Quick cook dog walk. Yeah, and then also,
How is that you dog walking me by me just saying I think he should have answered questions?
well, you can see because at first you were trying to blame shift, burden shift, to Pam
I was
Bondi and
saying
all
that the
that
whole
shit. I
time.
called you out. I called you out directly. I didn't give you a chance to do that, and so that shut down your argument.
You didn't shut down any argument. What argument did you shut down?
The argument you were trying to blame shift or burden shift to Pam Bondi. You were trying to turn that. You were trying to turn the
No,
tables
I
over. You
was
were trying
trying
to.
to say that like you are hypocritical in trying to call out Fauci for not or for pleading the fifth because you don't give a shit at all when your side pleads the fifth repeatedly.
No, I do. I'm willing to, given it's a case by case scenario, but I'm willing to call them
A
out when
case
they're
by
when
case.
they're not.
So give me a case scenario where you think it was okay to plead the fifth.
Um, yeah, I mean, well, it just what's relevant right now is pretty much the Fauci. That's why that was fresh in my mind. So I'm not
So can
necessarily
you give me
def-
a single scenario where you think it was justified to plead the fifth? Like, are you going to say it was justified
um,
when Trump did it, or Hegseth did it, or Todd Blanche, or
um,
Pam Bondi, or who are you going to use the justification button on?
that's a good question. I'd probably say J6. Yeah, J6 would make sense. The BLM riots, you guys were like causing property damage and shit like that, so they deserve to go to jail. Those people who did that. But as far as there's count. We'd have to go by case scenario.
So you think it
But the
made
point,
sense to plead the fifth with Jan 6?
it made more sense. I'd say that, but I'm not going to fully
How?
commit to that. You're trying. I know what you're trying. I see this coming from a mile away. I see what you're trying to do, Parker. No, but the point I was bringing up with that Fauci guy is that our side is more honest. Though you guys are lying and trying to plead the fifth and
Your
trying to
side is
hide.
more honest. You
Yeah,
guys, how many
absolutely.
times did Trump plead the fifth?
I don't know
Where's the
I
galaxy?
can't provide an answer for that.
Wasn't it
I'm
like
not sure.
400 times, sir?
Um, I possibly I'm not going against that. I'm saying I use that point overall to say that Republicans are more honest than the Democrats, though, because
Okay,
when
can you
you
name
guys
two provable lies Democrats
yeah
engaged in, And then
Yeah, absolutely.
I can give you way more that Republicans have engaged in.
Well, shit, I can give you way more than two. So
Okay, then go
first
ahead,
off,
name them.
saying that Joe Biden was he was able to perform in his job. He didn't have cognitive decline. And then also when Kamala was asked if there was anything she would do different than Biden on The View, she said no. But then later on in her book, she actually she changed her mind and she actually said yes, there was some shit she would have done differently. So sorry about that. So that proves that she is two-faced and she's a snake and she can't be trusted because she changed her opinion, in her book. But when she was on television, she said something different.
So they didn't even claim that there was no cognitive decline. They just claimed that he was fit to be president. Those are two separate claims. So that's not a provable lie that they engaged in.
So if somebody has cognitive decline, you would say that they're eligible for president. You would say that the bar is that
I can
low.
think someone can have cognitive decline and also still be fit to be president. Like they can fulfill the job of being president.
Okay, I'll give you that one. So it was definitely a lie, though. My other argument when Kamala Harris was asked, is there anything different you would do that Joe Biden did when she was on television on The View during her campaign? And she answered no. But then fast forward to a year later in her book, she actually said that she regretted that comment and that there was stuff she would have done differently, but she just couldn't say it in the moment.
Was it that she just said that she couldn't say it in the moment, or was there some other sort of extra context on top of that?
She said that there was stuff that she would have done differently. She said that in her book, in the
Yeah,
book that
yeah.
she
So
wrote.
so that doesn't necessarily mean it's a lie. That's her changing her mind or being like, maybe I should have responded this way. Thinking like as someone who specifically does stuff where like, for example, I'll sit down and debate someone in Jubilee, I'll like have a situation where I'll be like, oh, I should have framed it this way. This should have been a better way to respond to this. That doesn't mean I lied in this scenario. That just means I came up with an understanding of like what I should have said in a different way than I originally did it.
Wow, dude, that argument could be used against you with Trump because sometimes he'll say something, but then maybe he'll change his mind. So I just feel like
Give me an
it's kind of
example.
a okay with the ICE. Which it was Renee? No, it was Renee or Alex. But at first, when he tweeted out, you remember he said that they were lunatics and it was self-defense and all that. But then later on, when they interviewed him in person, he said that it was a sad situation and he wished that it had to happen differently. And that he was going to, ICE was going to get more training. So he basically admitted wrong in that situation. So
Okay,
that was a situation where he changed his mind, though. Absolutely.
okay. So am I like not able? When did I say he didn't change his mind?
Yeah. So I'm saying that that's a situation where he did change his mind. You told me to give you a
No,
situation.
I said when did I say that he didn't change his mind? Like, how does that relate to like me making a claim about him doing that?
So yeah. So just to be clear, your question was give you a situation where Trump he didn't lie, but he changed his mind, or maybe I misunderstood the question. So I do apologize.
You
If that's
remember what you were
possible.
bringing up? You were trying to bring up like, oh, this is comparative to like you bringing up Harris changing her mind, right? I could
Yeah,
use this
yeah.
argument against you. That's what you said. So I'm asking how? Like, how could you use this argument against me? Because I am saying that she changed her understanding of this, that she's like, oh, I should have said this differently than I did in the time.
Got it.
That's not a lie.
Got it. And that's the same thing as Trump. He changed his mind, saying that, oh wow, when more information came out about Alex
Well,
Preddy, Renee Good.
let me just be
Go
clear.
ahead.
We're saying what with respect to what their view is,
Right. Yeah,
right?
I'm
Like
tracking.
we're
I'm
talking
tracking.
about with respect to what her view is.
Yeah. No, I'm tracking. I'm tracking definitely. I just think that I say all that to say just to take a step back from that specific argument that the Republicans are more honest than the Democrats. Like for
How?
example, yeah. So for example, you and Dean, actually do respect you and Dean, but you guys, you may have accidentally told a lie. Maybe you were fed misinformation, then you just spread it. But the FIFA World Cup, Donald Trump took a picture or he was on stage, but then you guys tried to lie and say that they cropped him and removed him from that image, which was provably false. Somebody had called you guys out on it. And Dean actually, he was honest and he was a good guy. He admitted that he changed his caption later on because he was wrong.
So there's two explanations for this. It's one, either they cropped him out, or two, the other explanation is they waited to take the picture until he was out of the image. Okay, so
And the second one is,
either
yeah.
way, their goal was to ensure he's not in the image.
No, I know, but that's more explanation than what you and what was given, what Dean gave or what you
Because
gave. I can't remember.
that's what information was out at the time.
Yeah, but I mean, you could see the video and you could see the
Do you
picture. And
understand
if
that we could have different information at different periods in time?
yeah, I understand that. Yeah, yeah, I'm willing to be honest about that. Yeah, I understand that. I just think that that falls under the Democrats, not being as honest.
How? That's just having different information at different points in time.
And
How
they
is this
like I
us
don't.
not being honest? Did I have
Well,
information that I knew was the case and that I was like choosing to like not acknowledge? Like, no, that's not the
y-
case. I didn't have that information, right? The
I
information, the
just
existing information was that he got taken out of the photo because the photo was taken at the time, we assumed taken at the time where he was there, where he wouldn't leave.
Parker, like, listen, seriously, I do this for a living, and I have a hard time believing that you guys didn't just purposely hide the fact that you knew and then tried to shift it
That
afterwards.
information didn't
After,
exist at that time when we posted those titles.
I guess you could argue that. I don't know. I just have a hard time believing that you guys didn't jump to the soonest, the breaking news of the day and try to spin it. I don't know. Just given the reputation, I just feel like you guys were trying to frame it in a negative light, paint Trump in a negative light.
Okay, that just seems
I
like
don't
your
know.
bias going into this about like what our positions are, not like what our actual position was, or us having a certain intention going into it. This is just your assumption about our intention.
Yeah, and it fits in line with the character. The Democrats are just not as honest and not as consistent.
So
You
if
know
you
what I mean?
already had a like this assumption that Democrats are not honest, and then you're just projecting that onto me, how does that then prove that I'm dishonest? Or
Well,
justify
it
you
just
believing that I'm dishonest? That to me
yeah,
just
because
sounds like an assumption based upon a preconceived bias against Democrats.
no, it's consistently been proven. You guys will paint the narrative or pick out stuff. Like, for example, you're trying to say that Trump has the highest gas prices. I heard you say that, right? You said gas prices are
I said
high.
gas prices are higher since Biden was in office at the very end of his
Oh
administration.
no, no, that's not true. Parker, slow down, slow down. So is Parker claiming that gas prices are higher now than they were under Joe Biden in 2023?
Do
Is
you
that
want me
what
to
you're
play a
claiming?
clip of me like this is a clip that I just
Yeah,
posted. This was posted yesterday. Okay, listen to this.
yeah,
I just talked about this in my clip I posted.
fair enough.
What's his biggest accomplishment?
Making America great again.
What's great about America right now?
Gas prices went down.
Gas prices
Because
are higher
they-
right now than they were at the end of the Biden-Harris administration. Boom. That was I posted that yesterday. So you're like, oh, you don't say it that particular way.
Wait, so hold on a second. So you're saying that gas prices are higher now than they were under Joe Biden in
At the end of
2023?
Joe Biden's administration, yes.
See, no, but that's the problem. You're picking a specific point and then you're using that
I'm
as a
I'm referencing the point.
that's a misleading.
No, it's not. I'm referencing the point that Trump inherited it at. Since Trump's got in office, this is what's happened to it. That's essentially what I'm saying. That's
Yeah,
what you're
but
not
that
understanding.
no, but that's a misleading way
No, it's not.
yeah, that's
How?
very misleading because gas
How?
prices
How
were
is it
higher
misleading
under
to say that
Biden.
since Trump's got in office, we've seen gas prices go up? How is
No,
that
no, no, no,
misleading?
no. That specifically is not misleading. But I'm saying the fact
That's
that you're not,
exactly what I said.
but you're
It's the
leaving
exact
out
same
the
thing.
you're leaving out the fact that it was higher under Biden in 2023. So if you want to
In
specifically,
2022, and that's not even
yeah,
due to Biden.
okay, and the same with Trump. You're trying to say
This is due to
you're
Trump, though. Wait.
no,
You know
no,
the
that's
gas
not true.
prices going
That's
up
not
under
true.
Trump's admin is literally due to Donald Trump imposing a war with Iran.
So I'm going to go ahead and use a page out of Parker's book. So that's called a correlation causation fallacy. So just because something happened under
Trump
Trump's,
started the
no,
war.
he's cutting me off. See, everybody, he doesn't want to.
Wait,
He doesn't want to.
I'm sorry. This is bullshit. We know the cause of this. Trump started the war. You have to
This
acknowledge
is
that.
embarrassing, Parker. I'm sorry. This is embarrassing, Parker.
You
You're
just saying it's
usually on your
embarrassing doesn't respond to the point I just made.
you're usually on your A game. Come on now. So lock in. So
Nice,
like I was
nice
saying,
ad hominem.
it's a correlation causation fallacy. So just because something
No, it's
happens
not.
under you're cutting me off again. Just because something happens under Biden or just because something happens under Trump doesn't mean they're responsible for that.
That's not what my argument was. My argument was Trump started the war with Iran, which caused the gas price to go up. Why did it cause the gas price to go up? Because the Strait of Hormuz has been closed. Why was the Strait of Hormuz closed? Because Trump struck Iran. Okay? That's obvious. Like that's causal. You're gonna tell me that's correlation causation fallacy? Really? Iran tells you themselves they did this because of that. Okay? Like what else do you need?
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I have no comment on that. I don't have any comment.
Of course.
I don't have any comment. I don't know. I just think that overall the Republicans are more honest. They'll tell you how it is. They're not going to hold
So
back
can you respond to what I
information.
just said then if you're so honest?
it was. I understand your argument. That's how far I'm willing to get. I'll give you. I understand your argument. You're
How
saying
about if
that
you're so
because
honest, you should be willing to explain all your thoughts, right?
we're more honest overall. Yes,
Go
we're
ahead.
more honest.
Be honest.
Dude, you Parker, I see what you're trying to do. You want me to fold. You want me to fold.
So you don't want to
admit
be
that you're
honest,
right.
is what you're
No,
saying?
no, you're
Then
giving
just be
me
honest with us. Tell us.
Wow, dude, you want me to either it's two things. You're giving me only two
Wow,
options.
it sounds like you don't want to be honest.
No, you want me to fold.
So go ahead, be honest.
I'm not going to be on my knees begging, dude. I'm a grown man. I don't need to fold.
Who asked
But
you
I
to
will
beg?
say, no, I'm giving you some, I'm giving you some credit. I understand your argument, but there's certain things that are not, caused by an administration that do take place. That was
Such as?
that was my point. That was my point. So the like things like the higher egg prices and the higher grocery prices. and
Egg
stuff
prices
like that.
are lower right now because they were higher during the Biden administration because of bird flu and corporations colluding to keep prices up during bird flu.
Dude, this is Parker. You're doing this. You don't even realize you're doing it. See, this is the thing, Parker. You're such like a political debater that you subconsciously are doing this without realizing it. Every single time there's a problem with what happened during Joe Biden, you try to say it was the factors out of his control,
Can you explain
And you know
why
what
you
that?
think it was in his control?
Yes. Yes, I can, Parker, because this is like when someone loses a basketball game, then they'll blame it on the referees, they'll blame it on the weather.
No, I
if
can
it's a
like give
football
you
game,
specific
you're
reasons.
trying to blame factors that are outside his control, dude. It was because
I'm sorry.
Biden
Context is too difficult for you to understand.
we have to be honest and look ourselves in the
Yeah.
mirror so we can learn from
Yeah,
our
which
bad
means
mistakes.
acknowledging the context.
Dude, you guys just want to, and just like the same thing with like, what this is why you guys actually, I don't mean to be a douchebag or be rude, but this is why you guys lost the election, Parker, because you're not being honest with yourselves. You're trying to point the finger at everything else. You're trying to say
What
that people,
did I say that was wrong or dishonest?
well, you guys, when people explain why they don't like Kamala, you guys just call them racist or bigot.
What did
or
I
hateful
just
people.
say that was wrong or dishonest?
Yeah, so when it's Trump, you're able to somehow find all these reasons why he was responsible for the outcome. But as soon as it's Biden, as soon as it's Kamala, you all of a sudden, oh, whoa, you have all the excuses in the book as to why they didn't cause this situation.
Not wrong or
Parker.
dishonest.
People can
Simply
see through it. This
acknowledging
is
context.
embarrassing, dude. You don't even realize you're doing it. It's
Not
subconscious.
dishonest. You have yet to describe how it's dishonest or that I was wrong on any claim that I made. What claim did I make that I was wrong about?
Yeah, so your claim that Joe Biden didn't affect it had nothing to do with Biden.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So
You're
how did
it's
Biden cause
inconsistent.
that? How did Biden cause the egg prices to go up?
No. I'm not able to provide that argument. But what I am
Interesting.
able to no. Slow down. What I am able to provide
I
is
think
the
I'm
fact
going
that
slow
you don't.
enough.
No, I think you're not able to acknowledge when Joe Biden and Kamala are, the reason for the issue when they're the problem. You know what I mean? When they're the problem, just like the Taylor Swift song, she asked herself, "Is she the problem? Am I the problem?"
How about
But you are able
how about you tell us why you think that Joe Biden was?
So he tried to go against the Supreme Court. He got shut down. He sent money to way too much money to Ukraine. He sent billions of dollars. That money could have went to the homeless people.
Trump
like
sending the same amount, and also like you said he went against the Supreme Court on what?
The college loans. I think that's what, or student loan forgiveness or
What
something
the
like
fuck
that.
does that have to do with what we were just talking about?
No, you said what was wrong with Biden. So you said that, and I took it as as if you meant
as
as
it
a whole.
relates to what you were just talking about, sir.
Oh, you're talking about specifically the argument. I
Yeah.
thought you meant as a whole. Because
What-
I was about to give you 100 reasons why he's a dude.
Okay. I don't think that's what I asked you. Can you specify like what we were talking about?
Sorry. No, I need a cigarette. This is stressful. But no, I was saying that the issue is bigger than just that, though, dude. The issue is like he caused all sorts of problems that he wasn't, able to correct, and that's why he actually
How
ended
did
up.
Biden cause the egg prices to go up?
You want to lock in on this specific claim, dude? You're trying to get a
Yes.
gotcha moment just because I don't necessarily have the details.
Because you said I was being dishonest and lying about this. And
Dude,
then I'm
I'm not
asking you
saying-
to like hyper specifically address this claim to then prove that point. And then literally You can't provide the specifics to then justify
Dude,
that,
Parker.
and you know it. So it sounds like
Parker,
you're
you
lying and being dishonest, and not me.
You're trying to frame my position against me when I said Democrats are more dishonest. Now you're trying to use that against me, Parker. I see what you're trying to do, and that's not even the case. I'm saying I don't have a computer
Wow,
in front
Parker,
of me.
you're such a good debater.
No, seriously, I don't have a computer. You got that. You know how streamers have those like 3 computers.
I'm not even
setups?
using my computer at all right now.
I'm saying, well, what I'm saying is I'm being genuine. I'm not going to be disingenuous and act like I know. I don't know exactly what Biden did for the bird flu.
So then how can you call me dishonest and say that I'm lying?
I'm saying your party is. So like, for example, you didn't even acknowledge. So Harry Sisson actually said that Joe Biden.
Wait, so me? I'm talking about Parker Sedgwick. Is there anything that Parker Sedgwick did that was lying or dishonest? Because I just want to know about me, and then we can move on to other people. I have no problem with talking about other people in a second.
You need to defend Harry Sisson's words when he said that Joe Biden.
We can talk about Harry in a second. Can we talk about Parker Sedgwick first?
Dude, it's bigger than just Parker. Like you're a mouthpiece.
You said that I am. So
you're a spokesperson. Yeah, so you're a spokesperson for the Democratic Party, and that's why you have to you can't just ignore your party's problems and act like just because
I'm not ignoring them. I'm asking you to address why you think that I'm dishonest and lying right now.
Dude, there's multiple reasons. There's tons of clips and tons of Jubilee videos, tons of TikTok videos, all type of shit. You're responsible.
Specific.
I don't have that information right now.
Of course you don't. So then stop claiming.
I'm unable to provide that, but I'm just saying that you guys overall, you guys tell more lies and you guys aren't consistent and you guys just aren't.
All right, again, you can't name a single lie that I've ever engaged in. Okay, so find a single Democrat you can and cherry pick a single time you think they lied.
I think there's multiple times. Like just one that comes to the top of my head is with the ICE situation. You guys chose a specific angle and tried to make it seem as if, oh no, that's a perfect example. Thank you. I just came up with an example. Thank you, God, Jesus. Thank you, God. So when you said that Renee Good, the officer fired the first shot when he was on the side of the vehicle out of the way. That was a blatant, bold lie that you told. Because the video footage showed that he shot the first shot when he was in front of the windshield. So when you said that he fired the first shot when he was on the side, that makes it seem like it was irrational and uncalled for because he was out of the way of the vehicle. But that was a fucking lie because he actually shot it when he was in front of the vehicle, which means that he was trying to stop the threat and not shooting afterward. I remember this was months ago. And so, but I wasn't really debating back then. I was taking a break, but you did say that. That was a lie you told. So if you just want one, there's many of them, but that was one.
Okay. So the specific claim that I make is the third shot was the one that was shot multiple feet to the left-hand side of the driver's side of the vehicle. The first shot, I do think, is to the left-hand side of the driver's side of the vehicle.
No, that's a lie.
It's just the lie. Wait, listen. It's to the top left of the vehicle, meaning it was to the front to the left, and she was turning to the right. So I don't believe the officer was hit at all. And if you do think the officer was hit, well, the hit wasn't something that would cause severe, serious bodily harm and or death in this scenario, which is the necessary qualifications for the use of lethal force. Plus, the officer could have took one step back, could have got out of the way to a greater extent. Hell, a GTA 5 NPC has a faster reaction time than Jonathan Ross there. He decided, instead of backing out of the way, to immediately reach for his gun before she even started moving forward. Okay, and the third shot is the one that killed her, which was taken multiple feet to the left-hand side of the driver's side of the vehicle. So, again, I didn't lie. I think you were just misunderstanding how I was arguing it.
I understand your response. I'm saying that he did have enough time to move out the way, but that doesn't mean that he's required to. He
officer-induced jeopardy. Yes, he is.
No, both options. So so go ahead and show me your degree. Which law school did you graduate from? I'll go ahead and listen. That's what I thought. The point is that
I'm like, I don't need to be a graduate from law school in order to be able to cite what law graduates or lawyers have said.
Dude, you got a economics degree. What are you talking about? You're not a lawyer. What are you even talking about, dude? You went to school to study numbers, man. You're not a police officer. But yeah, like I was saying,
you know that I've taken classes about law though, and also like I'm citing people specifically who are lawyers. I'm not just citing what I said myself. You think I got this just from myself? No, I got this from speaking to lawyers and talking to them and learning from them.
I'm saying that he didn't have a duty to retreat. That's my issue with that. Now, the original
You
point.
absolutely do, because you're not supposed to put yourself in the position in which could then be a basis for you needing to use lethal force. Plus, if you can get yourself out of that scenario without the use of lethal force, then you're obligated to do so.
I would agree with you if there wasn't snow on the fucking ground, dude. You know that he could have slipped if
What?
he would have moved too fast.
Oh,
There's
come
ice on
the
the
fuck
ground.
on.
No, there's no way.
Taking one fucking, so ice can't handle the ice?
Ye- that was good.
Yeah,
No, so when you've got
ice just
when you
ice apparently you think that they can handle the most serious offenders, but they can't take 2 steps back. Come on, bro.
no
Get a
no
grip.
that was
That's
that
a
was good.
pathetic
No, so
excuse.
Parker, you're straw man in it. So if you're an ice
No
officer,
straw
you have
man.
you have all that gear
Jeej.
on you, and no, you have all that gear on you, and there's ice on the ground. You do realize that people slip even from the slightest step when they're going. People in your chat have
Oh, come
probably slipped
on.
on ice. No,
Come
no,
on. I grew up in Iowa. You're just bullshitting.
Parker, you live in California. You don't deal with
I
fucking
grew-
ice. What are you talking
What do you mean?
about?
I
You
grew
live
up in
California. It
Iowa.
doesn't even snow out there. What are
I
you
grew up in
talking about?
Iowa, sir.
This is embarrassing, dude.
I
You don't
grew
even
up in
deal with ice.
Iowa.
This guy-
I live in California now. I grew up in Iowa. I am very familiar with ice.
this guy
You
is
think
in
if you take one
California.
fucking step
Shut-
back, you're gonna slide like that? And also, by the way, if it was like that, where he takes one step back, he's gonna slide. Why is he running in front of the fucking vehicle? How fucking stupid are you? And you're
He
just
shouldn't have
explaining
did
how
that.
he's negligent now.
No, he shouldn't have did that. I'm not.
I'm sorry.
defending
There was not ice all over that. Literally, you take one step back and you slip around like it's a cartoon, and you have a fucking banana on the ground. That's not what's
No.
happening in the scenario. He could have taken 2 steps back. Get a grip.
No, yeah, I'm not. I'm not defending that. I agree.
There's snow on top of the ice that gives you like traction, and also
No.
in plenty of scenarios there isn't ice, especially on top of the fucking roads where they
Parker,
literally
you're-
clear the roads on a daily basis.
Dude, you're wrong. So when you're on this,
They don't put salt on the ground. They don't clear the roads at all. Really?
Parker, when you're on the sidewalk in the grass, yes, there's snow on top of snow, but when you're on the street, the car tires flatten the ice and turn it into snow. So they were on the street, Parker. So I'm trying to tell you, you don't deal with this because you live in fucking California. You don't deal with snow and ice often. So
Yes,
I'm saying that
they put salt on the ground. You can take steps back even with ice on the ground. You're just completely wrong there.
Parker.
Plus, it wouldn't make sense for him to put himself in that scenario because of this, right? And also, like again,
Yeah, I
they
agree with that
literally
part.
clear the roads as well. So the roads were mostly cleared in the scenario.
No, Parker, in the video, you can clearly see there's ice on the road, is what I'm trying to tell you. And so he doesn't, he
wait,
can't.
but do you see? Wait, so then where are all the ice officers slipping around? They're not slipping.
No, because they're not running; they're simply walking. What I'm trying to tell you
Wait,
is
would
that
you
you're
would you
telling-
rather slip on ice or murder someone?
slip on ice for sure? Slip on
Okay,
ice.
okay,
but
yeah.
in the
So-
moment, though, I'm not justifying his action. I'm just providing context that explains why what he did was self defense. That's all I'm saying. I'm not necessarily justifying it because you could say the same thing about Renee Good. You know, would you rather just comply with the officers or try to drive the fuck off? You know what I mean? And you would agree that
knowing
maybe
knowing that you're going to be killed, you would rather comply. But given that she doesn't know that, right, it would be totally reasonable for someone to leave in this scenario. Given that she was already ordered to leave, she followed the lawful order that she was given to leave.
No, Parker. So both Renee Good and the ICE officer had two options. The ICE officer could have either gotten out the way or shot his gun. Renee Good could have either complied or tried to drive off.
Wait,
They both
if
could
you're,
have
if you're
made different
agreeing that he
decisions.
could have made a choice to then get out of the way without shooting her, then you're agreeing that he was not under imminent threat of serious bodily harm and or death in
Okay,
this scenario.
okay, but
which then
then-
means that he's not justified in using lethal force. You've just conceded
Oh,
it's murder.
No, because no, I didn't. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, you
not
did
at
without
all.
realizing.
No, I didn't. Not at all. When did those words come out of my mouth? I never said that. I'm saying that she, just as well as he could have moved out the way or shot the gun, she could have either just complied and stopped the car or drove away. So what I'm saying is that she tried to
But
drive.
she's not
to
under
him.
the same obligation that he is as an officer of the law.
Yeah, I understand
Mm-hmm.
the argument. No, I'm being genuine. I understand the argument. And then her, all I'm saying is that I circle back to say that the fact that his
Like,
first,
was she using lethal force or was he using lethal force?
she
I
was,
think-
yes, she.
No, she wasn't. She was trying to
Dude,
get
now
out.
you're being
She,
disingenuous.
she was
Parker.
intentionally
You're being
trying to get out of the way in the scenario. She wasn't intentionally trying to use lethal force. Was
But
the
that's not his
ICE agent
perspective.
intentionally using lethal force? Yes.
Was Renee
Jonathan
Good?
Ross was
Yes,
intentionally
for
using lethal
both of
force.
them.
Was Renee
Both.
Good intentionally using lethal force? No.
From the officer's perspective, yes, she was. Yeah, from
No,
the
she
officer's
wasn't.
perspective.
You're being a
No,
liar.
she was.
You're
Parker,
lying
Parker,
right now. We all know
you're
that
not
her
even putting yourself-
intentions were to leave the scenario. She said that she was not mad at him right before, and she was turning away from him. You could see in the footage from the officer's phone that you literally see her turning away from him. Okay, come on.
He, from his perspective, I'm saying me and you had Monday night quarterback, hindsight's 2020 benefit. He didn't have that in the moment. He was trying to save his life. Is what I'm trying to tell you. He doesn't know her intentions.
He wasn't
doesn't
saving
know
his
that
life by doing what he did. He was just murdering
Yeah,
someone else.
from his perspective, Parker, if the vehicle is driving slow and it gets on top of you, it can crush you because the wheels aren't going to drive forward. It could just stay on you, parked on you. So he would be flattened under the vehicle. So I could see how
She
he
was
could fear for
turning,
his
and you
life.
could see that she was turning from his point of view.
No, because it was happening
Yes,
so
you
fast.
could.
I'm saying
It
you're
was
you're
not
saying
happening
what was
very
going
fast.
through
I've
his
watched the video multiple times. It happened pretty slow.
when did Parker?
She was
when did
going
you
1 to
talk
4
this?
miles per hour. She was not going quickly, and he started reaching for his gun before she even started moving forward. Get a grip.
So let me know how did your conversation with Jonathan Ross, the ICE officer, go? How do you know what was going through his head? When did you guys have
I
a
don't
beer?
need had to have a conversation with the murderer.
So how do you know?
I'm specifically getting all of this information from the video I watched. I told you that already. I don't need to
So
talk to a convicted, or not a convicted, sorry, a murderer, a should-be convicted murderer.
So Parker, you're victim blaming right now because he was a victim of
I'm
a crime.
victim blaming. Go fuck yourself. Genuinely
No, you are,
embarrassing.
Parker.
I'm not
Parker,
victim.
you're
He's a
victim
murderer.
blaming.
Don't fucking you dare call him a victim. Go fuck yourself.
Parker, when he was
He
about to get
murdered
ran over
Renee
by a
Good.
car-
Don't call him a victim.
Parker,
She's the
I'm not
victim
siding
in the
with him.
scenario. He's not a
Yes,
victim.
they both were. They both were.
No,
I'm
he's
saying
not.
she
What the
wasn't.
fuck do you mean?
I'm not. Parker, he was about to get hit by a car. Have you been
He
hit
did
by a
not.
car?
No, that's just bullshit. He could have stepped out of the way.
Parker-
It is his duty as an agent in that scenario to step out of the fucking way and to not use lethal force when non-necessary.
Parker, many people in here have been hit by cars. I've been hit by a car, Parker. It's devastating and traumatizing, dude.
And
So,
he wasn't going to get hit by a car if he decided to step out of the way further. I don't think he got hit by a car anyway. And even so, if you do think he got hit by a car, he walked away and drove away like it was nothing. It wasn't a big problem for him to do that. Please explain to me why he was able to do that if it was so harmful to him that he needed to use lethal force. Explain to me how he could run with the car for multiple fucking steps and shoot her in the fucking head with accuracy if it was the case that he was so fucking harmed by the car. Explain to me that.
Parker, you don't.
Why didn't he try to get immediate help from medical professionals that were there at the time? Why was he completely okay? Explain that
Parker,
one. You can't,
you know what
because he's a fucking murderer and you know it.
No. Do you know what adrenaline is, Parker? You know what adrenaline is? Do you know what adrenaline is? When
after you
somebody
murder
gets hit,
someone?
they can just walk shit off, Parker. Do you want to be honest or be disingenuous? You know what the
I
fuck
don't think
adrenaline
that's
is. When
disingenuous.
somebody gets
What
hit,
meaningful fucking harm on his body did he have? A bruise?
Parker,
Come on,
he
bro.
had the adrenaline that he had is the only reason why he
Oh, wow. The adrenaline. Oh, my gosh. The adrenaline. You're supposed to be able to deal with that as an ICE agent, okay?
When you get hit by a car, you have adrenaline that you don't feel.
Oh, my God.
damage.
Okay. Let's just be clear
Parker,
here.
so
Let's be clear here. He reached for his gun before he was hit. Do you agree? Under your view? Because I don't believe he was hit.
Yes, but you said that he had no injury or anything in the moment. I'm telling you, he was injured. The only reason why you didn't see it
I don't
and
think
he walked
he
off
was.
is because of the adrenaline. Parker,
But like
that's 'cause
what
he had
they
adrenaline.
referenced his injury was quote unquote internal bleeding, which is a bruise. Like that's all that means.
Hold on. So internal bleeding is a joke when your blood swells up your organs and you can't breathe. How is that a joke?
I'm
you
sorry.
Don't realize how serious.
Wait. What evidence do you have that he couldn't breathe?
Why are you downplaying internal?
What
bleeding?
evidence do
That's
you have
kind
that
of-
he couldn't breathe?
No,
He had a
I'm not
bruise,
claiming
dude.
that. I'm not claiming that. I'm not claiming that. I'm
I'm
that
saying he had a
internal-
bruise
He went to the doctor later on
for a
internal
bruise. Later on, how long? How long after?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. I'm not going to be disingenuous. I don't know that. I just did my
You
research.
want to go
and
look
I
that
know
up real
he
quick?
had
I'll give you time. I have some people to think.
it. Yeah, go right ahead.
Alrighty. Michelle, thank you very much for the $25. Thank you very much for day 2 of sending Parker $25 a day until he gets a dog. You've given me an incentive to never get a dog. Maybe I should get a cat instead. That's so funny. Nicole, thank you very much for the $3. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, I have heard that from a lot of people. But isn't he like isn't the bear from Obsession guy? Isn't that guy like the bad guy in the show? Like he technically does something wrong. I haven't watched it myself, so. But I've been seeing a lot of people say that I look like him for some reason. So, Jessica and Zach, thank you very much for the $10. Thank you very much. Gerald, thank you very much for the $5 as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it's so absurd, isn't it? As well as Cody, thank you very much for the $10. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, he literally did. That's another point I'm going to bring up here in a second. Julianne, thank you very much for the $2. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I just want to say Trump was cropped out of pictures posted on social media, the official FIFA account, for example. Yeah, that's what they're saying didn't happen. That's what they were saying, at least. As well as Aaron, thank you very much for the $5. Thank you. Gabby, thank you very much for the dollar. Maybe. As well as Grace, thank you very much for the $5. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I have some people to thank over on YouTube Super Chat. If you want to support me as always, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat as always. Dylan, thank you very much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. It's so absurd, isn't it? Elusive, thank you very much for the $2. Thank you very much. Minnesotan here, the roads were fine that day. Thank you very much, Elusive. As well as Nation Gaming, thank you very much for the $2. Thank you. Yes, that's another point I'm going to bring up right now. The Littlest Barbarian, thank you very much. I really appreciate the $5. Thank you very much. Give some W's for them in the comment section. I agree with you. Matthew, thank you very much for the $20. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Exactly, right? Misha, thank you for the $2. Thank you. Rodney, thank you very much for the $10 for retired officer here. Parker's 100% right. Officer induced jeopardy. He had to get out of the way. Totally agree. Thank you so much, Rodney. Neo, thank you very much for the $10 as well. Thank you very much. Get some W's for them in the comment section right now. Thank you. I'll have to see. That's actually really interesting. I'll have to look. As well as Ava, thank you very much for the $5. Thank you very much. Sarah with the $2. Thank you. Thank you so much for the kind words. Shane with the membership subscription. Thank you very much. Rachel with the $10. Thank you. That is also true as well. But thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Anima, thank you very much for the $20. Thank you very much for shoot wasn't done. The thing no one knows about Liam Ramos right from a witness mouth after they failed to use Liam to trick his mom and failed. The agent led him to a car and said led him to the car saying put it in the car. Yeah, absolutely insane. As well as Anima, again, thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. For our neighbor, Liam Ramos, a cute little bunny hat kid, and his family had an asylum case. They were trying to deport them. That's so horrible. I hope that they don't get deported. As well as Kate, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the $5. Thank you very much. Really appreciate. Thank you. That's a good point to bring up as well. Already, I'm fully caught up. If you want to support me as always, again, Venmo, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat as always.
Yeah, I got the information. Yeah, I do. Wait, Parker, do you have a dog?
No, I don't.
Okay, because I got one. His name is Parker, and I'm walking him right now. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, he suffered internal bleeding to the torso. Now, it's not clear how extensive his injuries were, but that's what you're downplaying. So I see the disagreement. You're saying that the injuries weren't severe, but they're saying that it's not clear how they were not severe. So therefore, you can't infer that. The injuries were very severe, is what I'm assuming. And you're assuming that they weren't, but the source says that it's unclear how they were. So...
Okay, I bet if it was severe,
you were wrong.
I'm just letting you know, if it was serious, it would be a little bit more clear. It's unclear because it's not very serious.
Parker, that's victim blaming. What are you doing?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Serious? Dude, that's literally victim blaming.
No, it's not.
You cannot say that and without saying
I have a question. Do you believe Eugene Carroll?
Oh, that's a good argument. But first, we can see. So
do you believe Eugene Carroll?
Wow, Parker. You're flailing.
Do you believe Eugene Carroll?
You know what I like about you and Dean is you have a linear line of dialogue. And so in order to maintain that, we can't just shift to Eugene Carroll like that. You need to concede that I was right about that.
Can you answer the question? This is a relevant conversation point, I promise. Do you believe Eugene Carroll?
You're not having a linear dialogue.
I promise you it is. Do you believe Eugene Carroll?
I understand the argument. That's what I'll say about that.
Okay, so then let me make it. Do you believe Eugene Carroll?
I see this coming from a mile away.
Yeah, so you're scared to get cooked. That's why you won't engage with it.
No, we need to.
That's the only reason you won't engage with this right now is because you feel like you're going to lose on this point. So this is really funny. So I love watching you squirm here because you know you're going to lose on this point and you just don't want to answer the question.
I do this for a living. This is like your king card.
You deflect and run away from answering basic questions.
So I've done gambling and I've done spades, and this is your king card. You know how you can get like some cards are better than others. This is one of your stronger cards, and I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to pull this. Do you believe Tara Reid? If you want to go down that route, we can go down.
Can I get an answer to my question, and then I'll answer any questions you have?
You're trying to pull your level 100 Pokemon right now. You're trying to play your best card. I'm not dumb, Parker. You're trying to put in your ace player for your football field or your A game.
So he's saying you're giving me a really good argument. I don't want to respond to it. That's essentially what he just said.
Not at all. I'm saying that
that's what you just said. You just said you're playing your level 100 Pokemon, which means I'm playing a good argument. So respond to the question. He's literally admitting that it's like a good argument and that he's like scared to engage with it because it's a good argument.
No, you're putting words in my mouth, Parker.
Well, I
'cause
just want to
see
let you know,
'cause-
all my Pokemon are level 100. I've got multiple boxes filled with level
Wow.
100 Pokemon. You know that, right?
This guy.
I'm
This
serious.
guy.
I do. I actually do. I have multiple pages, multiple boxes of level 100 Pokemon.
I honestly, I doubt that, but that's
I actually do. I'm actually serious, by the way.
Parker, no, I actually personally I don't believe that, but you know, I see it here nor there.
Really? Because I grinded Pokemon as a kid. So
We can move to E. Jean Carroll. I'd be happy to, but you need to.
can you just
concede that
answer the
Jonathan
question?
Ross-
The point I'm trying to make is that you
No,
are
you're
a
trying to
victim
make
blaming
a moral-
individual.
Parker, you're trying to make a moral
Can
argument.
you
I
admit
know
that
what
you
you're trying to
victim
do.
blame and that you were just doing that as a virtue signal?
Wow, there you go. There you go. There goes the moral.
Can you just admit
argument.
you were virtue signaling?
Tara
Yeah,
Reid. You don't want to
yeah.
talk
Tell
about
me,
Tara Reid.
can you just admit you were virtue signaling, please?
Can you just admit, Jonathan?
Can you
Ross
admit
was
you
killing
were
me?
virtue signaling, please? What about
Can you
Biden?
admit?
What?
Can you
Hey
admit
Parker,
that-
what
can
about
you-
Biden?
Everybody, look at the top left corner of your phone. Parker has an L.
Yeah,
in his
tap that
fucking
screen,
name.
everybody. We're at 291,000 likes. Look at the top left of your screen. Make sure to tap that screen to help get it out to more people, everybody.
Look, he has an L in his name. That red picture with the cartoon avatar. It's an
Yeah,
L
that's
for
the one
L
I'm
Parker.
handing the guest.
Wow. So Parker, do you want to talk about we can
Do
talk
you
about
want to answer a basic question? Sorry, I can't speak. Basic question?
we can talk about that, but you need to talk about Tara Reid first. You need to talk about Tara
No,
Reid,
you need
'cause
to
that was-
engage with my question. You're simply doing this as a what about Biden to deflect away from my point.
You're doing a what about
Hey, that was you missed. Your move missed. It was ineffective.
Wow. Now critical hit, Parker. We can talk about
Nope,
E. Jean Carroll.
it's not effective against me. So go ahead, try again.
It was a one-hit KO. We can talk about E. Jean Carroll, Parker, but
In
you
your own
need
head,
to,
buddy.
you need to
Can
you
you
need to
just
talk,
respond? You admitted I have a level 100 Pokemon in. Respond.
ask the question directly. Ask the question directly.
Do you believe E. Jean Carroll?
Do you believe the law when it says undocumented
You see how he just
immigrants?
not an answer.
No, Parker.
I love
do
it.
you
I
be-
love it.
do-
It's so
Do you
fantastic.
believe the law when it says
Look at that.
undocumented immigrants need to
Immediately
be
knew that was
deported?
going to happen. Chat.
Do you believe the law?
Can
when
we put a
undocumented
timer on
immigrants-
everybody? Let's see how long it takes.
Do you believe the law when the IRS, was found guilty of illegally leaking Trump's documents and they had to pay him $10 billion? Since you want to talk about the law, we can go there. Sorry, I need a cigarette. This is stressful. But yeah, if you want to talk about the law, we can go there. We
Yeah,
can
it's really
talk.
stressful when you're losing, huh?
No, we can talk about the law, but you don't necessarily follow the law because you don't
I'm
agree
waiting
with
for a response. Do you believe E. Jean Carroll?
Wow, dude, this is Parker. You can drop me and move to the next guest. I see what you're trying to do, Parker. If you don't want to engage with my claim, about do you follow the law?
As you're
100%?
like not responding to my question.
Will you follow the law 100% of the time, or do you make exceptions?
I'm waiting to get a response. I'll answer questions as soon as I get an answer to my question. And I'm not accepting a question as an answer to my question. I'm expecting an answer as an answer to my question. So go ahead and try again. Do you believe E. Jean Carroll?
I know I'm familiar with the situation. Parker. I'm familiar with the situation. Do you believe Tara Reid? Like, what the fuck?
You see
We
how
can
he's
both-
done everything but answer the
But-
question? We're now a minute 20 seconds in. See how long this shit takes, dude.
Parker, this is embarrassing for you. I see what you're trying
Really,
to do.
it's
You know what,
embarrassing for me. It's been 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Parker, we actually had opposite
We're waiting.
character
So
arcs.
can you answer?
You started off as a Republican and then
Can
you
I have an
changed to
answer?
Democrat.
Can I have an
started off
answer?
as Democrat and I
Do you want me to
changed
give you a
Republican.
multiple choice?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's
Okay.
a good idea.
Do you believe E. Jean Carroll? You can answer yes or no.
Do you believe Joe Biden's daughter?
Can I get an answer? And then I'll answer any questions you have.
You don't want to have a genuine conversation, Parker. I don't want to stall
I just
out.
told you
I'm-
I will literally answer any questions you have as soon as you respond to mine.
How do you feel about Lake and Riley? Do you believe Lake and Riley's
He will
family?
do everything but do this. This is embarrassing. Come on. Just answer it.
Do you-
Like, why is
do
this
you
so
believe-
difficult for you?
Do you believe that Barack Obama was guilty of war crimes?
I'm not
Do you
answering
bel-
any questions until you respond to me with an answer to my question. Like, I don't know why you're this scared to answer
Do you
a question.
believe that
Like, this is
Joe
embarrassing.
Biden said if you don't vote for me, you ain't black? Democrats have a
Can
lot
I
of
get an
skeletons in
answer
their
to my
closet. I
question,
would-
please? Like, come on. I think you're being so dishonest here.
Parker, You're trying to paint me out to be a bad guy because if I go
You're
right,
doing that to
then-
yourself by not answering the question. I feel like answering the question is less embarrassing than this.
No, because it's your gotcha moment. I'm not going to give you want me to fold and give you a gotcha moment, or stand tall and stand on 10 toes and then look like a
Stand
great
tall on not answering a question? That means you're a coward and a wimp.
No, because if I stand on 10 toes and I say no, then I look like a great apologist. But then if I fold and I say
Can you
yes,
tell me
then
what
that gives
this?
you a
Can you
gotcha
tell me what
moment.
this spells?
You want a
WIMP. What does that spell?
It spells Parker. It spells Parker.
What does that spell?
It spells Biden.
What does that spell? Answer the question. You know what it's. Be honest.
It spells Joe Biden.
Are you Christian?
Yeah, absolutely.
Put your hand on the Bible. What does it say?
I'm not answering. I have no comment on that.
Okay, so
Parker,
you love violating the 10 Commandments, right? You love lying, right?
Of course not. Come on now. That's
You're
disrespect. We don't
repeatedly
need to go
lying on
personal.
my stream right now. I just want to let you know that.
Parker,
Like you're
come on
like
now,
repeatedly violating the 10 Commandments on my stream.
Parker, come on now. We don't need to bring up Christianity because you don't necessarily have.
We're now
Marshall and
4
atheists.
minutes without a response, so I'm waiting.
Part. I'm gonna. If you don't change the topic by the 5th minute, I'm setting a boundary.
Yeah,
I'm setting
actually,
a
at the
boundary.
5th minute, if you don't answer the question, I'm gonna kick you.
No, I'm dropping. You're not kicking shit, dude. I'm in control. You don't understand. I'm dropping. You're not going to get the victory of the satisfactory of.
I kicked you. Nice job.